Well, hello, everyone. Dr. Jeff Golini here, coming to you live from Freak Speak Studios in Billings, Montana, located on All-American Pharmaceuticals campus. Welcome to another episode of Ask the Scientist. This show's about busting myths, bringing you the truth. Hey, I'm going to start today's show out with a cool little video for your enjoyment. So here we go.
A premium brand doesn't happen by accident. From dock to dock, we own our manufacturing process. At EFX Sports, we are not a premium brand by what we say. We are a premium brand by what we do. So all of EFX Sports products are manufactured here at All American. First of all, we are governed by the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, and the USDA. But that's not why we do what we do here. We do what we do here for you, the consumer. We proudly take on that responsibility. From those raw materials coming into our dock, testing every single barrel, not randomly selecting some, not once I approve that vendor, he's good to go. We test every batch, every time, no exceptions.
Cool. If you want to see the longer version, you can actually go to EFX Sports YouTube channel. All right, well, let's get this party started. I've got to bring on Brian Andrews, who is almost a permanent friend of the show. And Brian is the president of EFX Sports. And today's topic is one that we love discussing. I will just say it's entitled Yo-Yo Diets. Brian, welcome, man.
Oh, it's good to be on. Hey, by the way, I really like that video, man. I think I recognize the guy in it.
Yeah, exactly, man. We got
a Hollywood star.
Yeah, we got lots of cool videos for today's show. So this was a study. It was actually a study that came out in Health Day Reporter, and it was actually new. It was March 7th, 2019. And the study took a variety of people, and they looked at, their BMI, their weights, and what they basically summarized is that yo-yo diets don't work. And they go on to kind of explain that, where most people will lose weight, and then they will gain it back again.
Well, yeah, surprise, surprise, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, we've had this discussion a lot, and I think I kind of like that term yo-yo. I hadn't really thought about that in the past, but man, how dangerous is it for, people to continue to do this year in, year out?
Yes, it puts a lot of undue stress on your body, especially if you do the extremes, which, okay, let's face it, there's times when people say, I'm going to have a reunion coming up, or I'm getting married. Whatever the case may be, it's a very temporary thing. But there are people that just do this off and on, and over. It's the abuse over time. It's like smoking or drinking too much, that type of thing. It builds up and just puts undue stress on the system.
Yeah, and this study took 500 women. It was all women, which was interesting. And their average age was about 37. And they came from all different racial and ethnic backgrounds. So it wasn't just all Caucasians or, all one type. And again, hard on the heart. I know there's a lot of diets and there's a lot of things that people do. And that doesn't mean that they're all healthy. At the end of the day, this industry is about health and fitness. So, Brian, wouldn't it make more sense for people to learn to live a healthier lifestyle?
That is absolutely the entire thing wrapped up in a nice, neat package there with a bow on top of it. It's habits. That's really what it comes down to. Again, you've seen these crash diets, lose 14 pounds in 7 days, and all you do is eat grapefruit. Well, okay, that's going to work for a little while, but you can't sustain it. So you rebound. There's your yo-yo, right? Goes down and it comes back up. You lost your 14 pounds. You're going to probably eat so much in that process that you're going to gain back 15 or 20 pounds.
Yeah, and the first of the year when it comes around, most of these diet companies prey on these people because they know that they can, you'll lose weight. I mean, Jenny Craig's and all these TV things, they send you a portion of food. Well, of course, if you're going to, eat their food for $350, it's low calorie, so you're going to lose weight. But the problem is if you don't adjust your lifestyle and you don't just live on Jenny Craig or whatever you're using, Weight Watchers, and you go back to eating what you normally did, you're going to gain weight back again. Very hard on your heart. Very bad on your metabolism. Again, if your goal is to just lose weight, well, why? I get so frustrated with people that say, I can't lose weight or I don't have any self-control.
Yeah. You know what? How about this? If we were to say to the same person, okay, how about this? How much weight do you want to lose? 50 pounds over the next year. What if we would pay you $10 million guaranteed in a year to lose that 50 pounds? Do you think you could do it?
Yeah, and then keep it off. $1 million for every year.
The point is, I thought you didn't have the discipline, but all of a sudden you can do it for $10 million?
Yeah, and why don't people think about their health? Seeing their kids get married, experiencing grandkids. I mean, let's face it, eating crappy diets is going to lead to heart disease. I mean, obesity is the number one killer right now because it leads to so many different things. Take diabetes. I mean, you're going to be on track to be a diabetic if you don't control your weight. I mean, it's like saying, smoking causes cancer and people still do it. Well, okay, you say it's addictive. Well, food is addictive too. But you got to learn how to control. You don't walk out in the middle of the street just because you want to see what would happen if you get hit by a car. I mean, read between the lines.
Yeah, well, and let's face it, it's human nature to want something now. And if you could somehow get out of paying the price for it, I mean, again, who wouldn't take that deal? I mean, let's face it, that's just how we're wired. I think a lot of this stuff, though, I call it the Instagram society or generation we're in. You see these pictures of everyone else and thinking, oh, I want to look like that, and they're willing and they want it now. They'll pay the price and it honestly damage their health to look like their favorite person that they admire, to get that body or whatever they think. But it's all an illusion.
Yeah, and years ago, before the Instagram and social media, it were all those runway models that were skinny that everybody wanted to look like, and not realizing that most of the time them girls didn't look like that. The same with what you see on Instagram. I mean, people only put their best pictures. I saw a gal that had Instagram, like it was today. And I ran into her, and I did not recognize her because she had gained so much weight. And my first thing was, oh, my goodness, I feel so bad for her. I mean, how can you let yourself go like that, yet you're still presenting like, you looked a year ago?
Well, and you talked about the runway models. The other thing that this is so common, they're either anorexic or bulimic.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk about bad for your health.
Well, and then the far other extreme, where the whole movement that, oh, be happy, if you're overweight or you're fat, be happy. Just, appreciate what you have.
Yeah, that's called fooling yourself.
Well, exactly. I mean, would you just let your car go? Well, I know some people do. I mean, I've seen some people's cars where they're full of junk and they don't change the oil. Well, you know what? It's going to blow up. It isn't going to last as long as someone who takes care of their car. You don't want the outside to get tore up and rusted. Well, you wash it, you clean it. Same with the inside and the same with the motor. Well, your body is the same way. You can't push it to the extremes on either end and expect something not to break, Well,
it's you can't push it to the extremes for very long.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe temporary, like I said. I mean, look at any high-end athlete. They're pushing themselves to an extreme, but they can't stay there. And then the ones that do are the ones that blow their knee out, or you hear about something that happens to them. Well,
like the race car, like the EFX Sports Hawk, you can't run that thing 24/7, man. You do one run, and that's it for a week. I mean, it's going to blow up. So the point is, obviously we didn't need a study to tell us that yo-yo diets were not good and unhealthy. So, folks, look at getting on a sensible eating plan something that's going to work for you, the you diet. But try to maintain your weight. Obviously there might be times where you might gain a couple and lose a couple, but not, 20, 30 pounds up and down, up and down. That is what is the yo-yo, and that's what is unhealthy. Any other
by the way,
final words?
That, the old Biggest Loser show.
Oh,
look
yeah.
At if you can actually search it online, you can look at some of the follow-up to some of these people that had those unbelievable transformations. They went right back.
Yeah.
They didn't follow what they did to get there.
Crazy. Well, hey, Brian, thanks. I hope things are going well at EFX Sports.
Oh, we're killing it, man.
Keep up the good work, man, and we'll catch you back on here next week.
All right.
All right. Take care.
All right. Bye, everybody.
That was Coach Brian Andrews, as they call him, from EFX Sports. Great guy, been in the industry for a long time, very, very intelligent. Well, before I get on to the second part of the show, a little bit of Q&A from our listeners. I've got a little surprise video for you here. Well, hey, welcome back to the FX Sports Show Live. So every week I get, literally hundreds of questions, typically hundreds a day, a lot of questions. So I picked a few that I wanted to read today because usually if one person asks, there's always several that are thinking the same thing. So this came in from John, and John says, Dr. Jeff, thinking about aging at 82 years old. Wondering if taking Crealkaline EFX will help me stop the erosion of muscle and reduce some fat. Exercise at this point is limited to walking and some stair stepping. Well, John, woo, I'm glad that you are still exercising at 82. Keep up the good work. Yeah, absolutely. Crealkaline will help you. The better that we recuperate, the better that we recover. That's what's going to help you keep a muscle from, eroding, so to say, and help you to reduce body fat. I would also make sure that you are getting in enough protein, maybe some EAAs. That's what's going to feed those muscles and keep it from eroding. A lot of times, aging people will not have the appetite as when you were younger, and typically you won't get in enough protein. Therefore, your body will start to burn up that muscle. So again, make sure you're getting enough protein and maybe take some EAAs on top of that Crealkaline. But hey, keep up the good work, and way to go. Love these great questions. This one came in from Tim, and Tim says, Dr. Jeff, what do you think about personal trainers? When would somebody want to hire one, and how long do you keep one? Hey, that's a good question, Tim. I'm assuming maybe you're thinking about getting into the gym, or maybe you're younger and you're wondering, would it be beneficial to hire a personal trainer? Personal trainers are great if they are a good one. So there's two types. There are the ones that you can find at your local gym. Before you hire them, look at what they look like. I've seen so many personal trainers that can't even get themselves into shape, yet they're going to tell you, don't hire those type of people. You want to look at somebody who is in good shape and knows what they're talking about. If they're online, be very, very careful. There are so many scam online personal trainers that don't know what they're doing, will give you just some cookie cutter cam program that they give everybody. get a referral before you get an online trainer. Find somebody who is using that person that would recommend that they actually customize that program. As far as how long you keep a personal trainer, that's up to you. Maybe you just need a little bit of help, kickstarting, getting into a program, learning some new exercises, helping, them help you with a meal prep plan. Or maybe you're somebody that just needs ongoing accountability, that you need somebody there pushing you through a workout. So that really depends on you. But like I said, really scrutinize and do a little bit of homework before you hire somebody, because there are some very good trainers and there are some quacks. All right. This question has really, really, really increased the amount of times I see it every week. Mostly coming from overseas. I have a big overseas following along with a USA following. So it seems that, some of the different cultures are having the same issue. So Manuel asks, how do I increase my height? I am 30 and 4'9". So this is, I've been hearing this a lot. And one of the things I try to always say is, look, height is really genetic. It's regulated by growth hormone, being secreted from the pituitary gland while you are growing. And, that's why some people are 7 feet tall and some are 4'9". So really, there's not much you can do about it. I think you just have to accept your height. And there's nothing wrong with being shorter or taller. Obviously everybody short wants to be taller, and everybody taller wants to be even taller. But there are a few things, if you're growing, that you want to make sure. There are some foods that you want to make sure you keep in. Protein is probably one of the most important things. So you want to make sure that, again, as you're young, that you're getting in enough protein. Getting in the right amount of minerals, especially calcium, very, very important. Vitamin C, you want to drink milk, get dairy. Again, proteins and vitamins and minerals coming from those things. And such things as, beef and chicken and eggs. And there you go. I mean, again, that's really nothing more than a healthy eating plan, something an athlete would follow. Now, does that guarantee that you're going to grow taller? No, but you're going to be fueling the body. You're going to be giving all the nutrients that you need toward growth. So, Manuel, sorry about that. Don't be caught up into the scams. Take this product and you'll grow a foot. I remember when I was young, all the magazines had in the back, gain 6 inches, and they were quite enticing to a lot of people. And when you sent in your, $19.99 for guaranteed 6-inch growth, what you got was these little wedges that you stuck in your shoes, which I think is where they got the idea for all the platform shoes back in the 70s. Yeah, you gained 6 inches, but they really did scam people because the ad made it sound like they had some miracle pill or something. This is another question that most recently has come into play quite a bit, and this is a great question. This is from Brian, and Brian says, Dr. Jeff, are BCAAs really that useful, or can I just eat protein? A lot of people are talking about BCAAs being absolutely worthless, and what about EAAs? So here's my take on that, Brian, is when you train, when you exercise, I always say you are expending amino acids, and the first 3 amino acids that are expended or burn up, so to say, are the BCAAs, the branched chain aminos. That's leucine, isoleucine, and valine. So the quicker that you can replenish those, the quicker you will recover. Now, are proteins, do they consist of BCAAs? Absolutely. If they're a complete protein, they will contain those amino acids. But here's the problem, is your body has to digest that protein and then break it down into amino acids, and then it will be absorbed. The problem is you've got all these other aminos in there, basically stopping those BCAAs from doing what they need to do. So I'm a firm believer that BCAAs should only be taken by itself. You should never buy a branched chain product that contains any other ingredients or any other amino acids, because you really defeat the whole purpose behind, taking those BCAAs. Now, when you take them, I like to take them pre-workout. Some people like intra-workout, some like after. But, it takes about an hour or 2 hours, depending on the quality, to be absorbed in the system. And again, the quicker you can replenish those BCAAs, the faster you're going to grow, and the quicker you're going to recover. Now, EAAs are essential amino acids. These are amino acids that your body does not produce, so you have to get them from an external source. They do contain the BCAAs, but again, with those other amino acids, you're really defeating the whole BCAA purpose. These are great for building muscle. So I like these more later in the day or possibly post-workout. These are going to mix in with the amino acids that your body produces and from your food sources to basically bring everything up to a good level. And again, the essentials are things that your body doesn't produce, and they are important for a whole lot of body functions. Too much for me to get into with this particular segment. So that's my take. BCAAs, I think, are very, very important. Every athlete should be using them. Well, hey, with that last question, that is a wrap for this week's Ask the Scientist Live. Remember, April 6th, if you are from the Northwest area, is the IFBB Northwestern Bodybuilding Championships being put on here in Billings by myself and Brad Hollenbaugh. Athletes, you still have time to get your applications in. Tickets are now on sale. You can get them at All American Pharmaceutical or Yellowstone Fitness, or if you go to the ifbbnorthwest.org site, you can order them through Ticketmaster. All right, everybody, God bless, and I will catch you next week.